Hi everyone, it's Marie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a process video for Peartree Cutfiles using one of the Pearscription files from January. So this is the snowflake background, or falling snowflake background. It's part of the January Pearscriptions. Pearscriptions are 5 exclusive cut files that are on a subscription basis that you can't get anywhere else. They're never available to purchase in the shop, so you have to get them through the Pearscription. I love this one. I love a background cut file because I think it kind of makes the page for you. You don't have to do a great deal of work. Pop a piece of patterned paper behind and then you basically got your page. I have decided to trim the edges off of mine because I wanted a little bit of that paper to stick out around the edges as well, just to really bring it all together. I have got this beautiful pink paper at the back at the moment. It's like a pink stripe. The collection I'm using is Simple Storage, Simple Vintage Winter Woods, I think it's called. I love it. It's absolutely stunning. I didn't buy all of the collection. I just bought some of the sheets and I bought quite a bit of the ephemera. I love the colours. I love the soft feel to it. And I've got this beautiful title, this Beautiful Moments title, which is one of our January bits and pieces. This one's still available to purchase in the shop. It's available in pink, this like dusky pink. It's called, I think it's like marshmallow pink or something. And it's also available in white if you wanted it in white. Now, I'm scrapping a couple of photographs of me and my little puppy, Poppy. Now this was taken just before Christmas, and it was one of those, we know it was really, really cold. If you're in the UK, you'll know it was really, really cold just before Christmas. And we had maybe a week of temperatures that didn't get above freezing. It was really cold, so every morning was just got frostier and frostier and frostier. It was absolutely beautiful. In some areas of the country it snowed. It did not snow here. I was very disappointed. However, we did get a lot of frost. It just looked like one of those lovely crisp winter mornings. So I took the opportunity and I popped out into the garden with Poppy and took some photographs. Trying to get her to look at the camera was really funny. I must have like 50 outtakes of these shots, but these are my favourite ones. So I've chosen to do 2 3x4-ish photos. They might be something like 3.5 by 2.5, I think. I like a smaller photograph. I like using multiple photographs as well on a page. So I've gone with this brown spotty paper from the collection to map my photographs on. And as you can see already, I've played with the packet of ephemera and put some of those like pine fronds and the little birds around the photograph. I'm not planning on doing lots and lots to these photographs. I don't think to this whole layout really. I don't think it needs it. But I do want to place some, have some like carefully placed ephemera rather than having lots and lots of it. So just distressing the edges of everything. I love to distress the edge. And then I'm popping the photographs onto, I've used a bit of pink cardstock there and then the brown. I wanted another layer in there. With hindsight, I probably should have put it on some vellum or something like that as well, but it's done now. I could have done that. I have wonkied how I've stuck the photographs down, so they're not stuck on straight. They are just stuck ever so slightly, sort of wonkied off to the side, just to give, so that like the colour's poking out, but so it's not completely there. It's at this point I decide that I'm not really happy with that pink. It was, sounds silly, it was almost too pink. It didn't quite go with the layer. I want elements of pink because I'm wearing a pink scarf and a pink hat. So in the end, I do decide to go for this wood grain paper instead. I think I bought more than one of these because it's such a gorgeous wood grain. It's got snowflakes on it as well. And I love the way that looks. So now I spend a good, I mean, obviously this is sped up for you. I must have spent a good 5-10 minutes sticking all these sticky pads on, because I decided I wanted to prop up the snowflakes. I wasn't going to do anything else to the backing piece of paper, doing nothing else to the cut file at all. So I wanted to give a slight idea of a shadow. So by propping up the entire cut file onto a piece of, onto these foam pads, and I've got loads and loads of them as well. So by propping them up onto these foam pads, it gave that sort of shadowy idea. And the wood grain was definitely the right choice for that background. It ties in with the trees in the background, kind of ties in with Poppy's colouring. She's a kind of a goldeny colour. And it just felt kind of more winter woodland-ish, because, I mean, yes, these are snowflakes. It wasn't technically snowing, like I said, but, you know. So just decided to quickly distress the edges of that cut file, even though I've already pulled off all the backing pieces to the sticky pads. And I am actually stood up right now trying to stick this down, because I realised that I needed to get it right first time. Right, very happy with that. Now I'm going to position my 2 photographs. Lots of double-sided sticky. And then just slightly wonky the photographs, overlap them slightly. And what bugs me when I do this is that I never get things back in exactly the same place that they were in to start with. But I'll play around with it. And yes, the sticky's on there and I've taken the backing off, but I haven't pressed them down yet, so I can still move them around a little bit. That Beautiful Moments title is going to go underneath. And I'm now going to play around with the ephemera again and just kind of make final decisions on where these little bits are going to go. Like I say, because of all those snowflakes in the background, it doesn't need masses. I did like the little birds. We have lots and lots of little birds visiting our garden. So that kind of fits in nicely with the theme of my page. And then I do wonder about the snowflakes that come in the ephemera pack, but unfortunately they're quite brown and quite big, and I've already got quite a lot of snowflakes, to decide not to bother with those. I'll take that little phrase sticker and pop it under my title, a couple of the pink hearts. So I've got the ephemera pack, I've got the chipboard, I believe that is, and then I've got the sticker sheet. So now I'm just playing around with, I did like these deer as well. There's a lot of deer in the ephemera pack and on the sticker sheet. And I really wanted to make them work, but they just didn't quite go with my page. It wasn't quite right. I didn't quite know how I was going to make this work, but I play around with it and eventually everything comes together. Just fiddle around with everything. And this is, like I say this on every video, I think that I do, it's my favourite part. Just messing about with all the different bits and pieces. Now I'm going to take some silicone glue. So this is silicone gel glue by Pinflair. It's basically it's like just a silicone, and it means you can put a big blob of it on your page, use it for dimension, but it doesn't dry straight away, so you can still move things around and get them at the right sort of level that you want them. Using glossy accents to stick down my acrylic title. Like I said, that one's still available in the shop. I'll pop the links down below to everything I've used. Just pressing that one down. Kind of hold it in place for a couple of seconds so that it dries. And then the last thing I do, I think, is I pop some of the snowflakes from the January Bits and Pieces release. These are the confetti snowflakes that I'm using, and I choose them in pink and I choose them in silver mirror, and pop those on there and just sort of stick those all over. They add just tiny little bits of glistening detail that just added to the general feel around that photograph. And I'm so happy with how that looks. So yeah, that's about it for the layout. I'm going to just play around with a couple more snowflakes while I tell you thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you don't already, and give this video a big thumbs up if you wouldn't mind, because it would mean the world to me. You can also follow myself and Peartree Cutfiles over on Instagram. So there's Peartree Papercrafts, which is my own personal account, and then there's the Peartree Cutfiles account as well that's got lots of work from our amazing design team on there. So yeah, love to see you over there. Keep tuned right to the end of the video and you'll see a whole bunch of close-ups of the layout as well. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks ever so much for joining me on my channel. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will see you again very soon.